Tonight, a messy situation.
It's not good for kids, right? When kids see this and they throw needles around.
Encampments continue to crop up in Winnipeg, leaving many asking what happened to the plan to reduce homelessness. Also tonight,
taking matters into their own hands. I'm Danton Unger in Steinbach. Coming up, I'll show you how this city is doing what it can to curb crime amid RCMP shortages.
Plus, some lucky ducks.
Can you bring something? The little ducks fell inside here and we need to lift it up.
How a Winnipeg family came to the rescue when some ducklings got into trouble.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Marilee Caruso.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Marilee is away. It's a drastic move by a Manitoba city to cut crime. Steinbach is filling a gap left by an RCMP shortage and taking matters into its own hands. The city of about 20,000 people southeast of Winnipeg has hired a private security company to curb an uptick in crime. CTV's Danton Unger was in Steinbach today, and he has the story.
Wendy Taves has lived in Steinbach for more than 50 years.
When I first moved here as a kid, nobody locked their doors. Everybody and you knew everybody.
But she says that's starting to change as crime is creeping into her community.
There's just a lot of property crime, and that's not something we used to have.
Mayor Earl Funk says he too has noticed the increase.
There's some huge gaps as far as the construction sites, park sites, there's certain areas of our community that seem to get hit harder with vandalism and theft.
And that's why Steinbach is taking matters into its own hands. The city has hired Steinbach Security Services as a part of a 5-month pilot project to curb crime.
We're extra boots on the ground.
The company's president and former police officer Brian Burnell says he has 2 units out every night, acting as extra eyes and ears for the RCMP.
I think this is a good process for cities, municipalities, especially with shortages in policing.
Steinbach does have a contract with the RCMP to provide policing services.
Right now we're budgeting for 18 officers, and we receive between 14 and 15. On average.
The Manitoba RCMP tells CTV News staffing in Steinbach fluctuates around 17 officers, and any empty shifts are quickly filled by officers from other detachments working overtime.
Yes, we have shortages, but for the most part, like I say, we do fill those shifts. A lot of members are eager to jump on and help out, go out elsewhere.
Funk says for now, hiring private security is just a temporary solution.
We have to get more RCMP. We need more bodies, more members on the roads.
Now, the pilot project wraps up in November, but Mayor Funk says council will reevaluate in October and decide from there if it will become permanent. Danton Unger, CTV News, Steinbach.
And if Steinbach City Council adopts the pilot project, the mayor says it will cost between $140,000 and $160,000 per year. 4 people have been charged with second-degree murder in connection with a February homicide in Winnipeg. Police were called to a home in the 500 block of Magnus on February 25th. There, they found the body of Matthew Robert Pelche. Close to 5 months later, police have made arrests. The Winnipeg Police Service arrested 4 men between July 7th and 16th. They range in age from 37 to 43 years old. The 4 are charged with second-degree murder. Police are still asking anyone with information about the killing to give them a call or contact Crime Stoppers. Summer break has hit Winnipeg City Hall. Council held its final meeting Thursday before a 6-week summer prorogation. Councillors voted in favor of giving city staff more time to come up with a plan for separated bike lanes on Wellington Crescent. They would be installed along a stretch where cyclist Rob Jenner was killed last year by a speeding motorist. The cycling community has been pushing for a quicker timeline, but council ultimately decided to hold the pilot project for 2026. Meantime, council also voted that residents opposed to new smart water meters could potentially opt out of their installation. That is, if they can provide a medical exemption. The technology has seen pushback over privacy and health concerns. The meters send radio frequency signals about water usage, improving accuracy of billing and helping to detect leaks earlier. And the new public library going into Garden City Shopping Centre will be named after former City Councillor Mike O'Shaughnessy. He served on council for a total of 31 years, representing the Kildonan Park, Jefferson and Old Kildonan wards. The new library is expected to open by fall 2026. An inner-city Winnipeg councillor doesn't want homeless encampments set up near where children play. Cindy Gilroy is pushing the city to ban encampments in public areas like playgrounds, splash pads, and community gardens. She says there are growing concerns about kids' exposures to used needles and fentanyl. CTV's Jeff Keel joins us now live with more on this. So, Jeff, how would the city keep tents from popping up in these public places?
The motion talks about prioritizing enforcement and working with outreach groups, but there are legal concerns about this plan. Roger Jones relaxes in Vimy Ridge Park every day.
I like how it looks.
The park has a playground, splash pad, and a community garden. But that's not all. Lately, a tent has popped up in the corner of the park and another one right beside the garden. Jones says he's now noticing needles on the ground.
The kids come here and they play, and if they see a needle, they'll pick it up. They don't know what it is, and it could be something terrible for them.
Jones wishes the tents were not allowed in the park.
They should find some other place to camp.
Now a city councillor wants to keep homeless encampments out of areas where children play over concerns they could be exposed to discarded needles and fentanyl. Cindy Gilroy put a motion forward this week for the city to prohibit encampments in community gardens, playgrounds, spray pads, pools, and community centres. She wants the city to prioritize enforcement and coordinate with outreach groups at these sites.
The public is frustrated. I'm frustrated. There's not enough housing units available to move people from encampments into housing with wraparound supports.
Mayor Scott Gillingham says he's willing to work with the councillor on her request, but says the idea could run into legal obstacles.
In other cities, sometimes cities that have tried to ban certain locations for encampments have been taken to court.
Main Street Project, who is doing outreach work in encampments as part of the province's plan to dismantle them and house people, agrees there could be legal issues and says to get tents out of parks, practical solutions like housing and addiction supports are needed to end homelessness, not hide it.
The solution isn't just to make stuff illegal or ban it, right? Like that, we know that doesn't solve anything in the long term. It may shift a problem or may make it less visible.
We reached out to Councillor Gilroy for comment, but we're not able to get in contact with her.
So, Jeff, can the city ban encampments from specific public locations?
Gilroy's motion says the federal government has stipulated you can't take down an encampment without adequate housing, but the motion also says municipalities retain the authority to say where an encampment can be permitted.
All right, thanks for this, Jeff. CTV weather specialist Colleen Brady joins us now with the first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. Looking rather eventful on the radar behind you, Colleen.
Yes, in certain parts of the province for sure. We have thunderstorms that we've been watching very closely over the last couple of hours. You can see passing through places like Swan River and Dauphin and then stretching right across the Interlake and even seeing some of those lightning flashes over the border into northwestern Ontario. Right now, none of these storms are severe, but they have been isolated cases, more so on the western side. So we'll keep updated on that as we go throughout the hour. Also, we have to talk about the smoke because a lot of areas now increasingly under an air quality warning. These areas in purple under that elevated warning for central and parts of the north. Next door, northwestern Ontario, a special air quality statement in effect there. Southern Manitoba, you see there's no alerts in effect tonight. That will likely change because more smoke is heading our way very soon. I'll show you when that is scheduled to arrive. Let's take a look right now, though, through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. In Winnipeg right now, 22 degrees under a mix of sun and cloud with the Humidex. It feels like 25. Winds out of the southwest at 21 kilometers an hour. The pressure's rising and the humidity right now, Catherine, is 53%.
Thank you, Colleen. The city of Thompson says 4 new wildfires have started in that area since yesterday, and all are believed to be started by lightning. The province's fire danger level continues to be high to very high going into the weekend, with pockets of extreme danger in the northwest and east. They are among the 122 active fires now burning. 93 of those are in northern Manitoba. 13 are considered out of control, including a 293,000 hectare fire in the Nopaming area and one near Flin Flon that's now burned 347,000 hectares. The wildfire season is the worst on record in the last 30 years, with more than 1 million hectares burned. Destroyed communities, smoky air, lengthy evacuations. It's been a devastating and fatal wildfire season, and it's only mid-July. Today, officials in Ottawa are warning that there's a high risk of more wildfires in August. CTV's Mike LeCouture has more on the forecast for the rest of the year.
We're at the halfway point of the year, and while Canada isn't on track to break a record for wildfires, it could be the second worst year in the last decade. There are 561 wildfires burning across Canada right now, and conditions for the rest of the summer will be ripe for more. Still, federal officials say they're ready to protect communities.
Whether that's water bombers, whether that's a requirement for the Canadian Armed Forces to do an evacuation, whether that's helping with supplying things like fire hoses, whether that's it can be a broad assortment of matters that we're concerned with.
Officials say so far this year, wildfires have burned 5.5 million hectares of land. That's more than double the average over the last decade. To give you an idea of the scope, that's nearly 8 times the size of the Greater Toronto Area. Today, the federal government announced a $12 million investment over 4 years to establish the Wildfire Resilience Consortium of Canada.
It will connect domestic, international governments, the private sector, wildfire scientists and experts, and affected communities to share knowledge, science, and technology so we can fight fires better.
But it's not a national disaster agency, which was first considered 2 years ago during the record-setting wildfire season of 2023. And environmental researchers say prevention is also key.
There's absolutely a role to be played for different forms of forest management, including control burns, including various types of timber harvesting and things like that, that can be done to reduce the amount of fuel that's on the landscape.
But Kaplan is adamant. He says the big fires we're seeing now are being driven by climate change. And he adds the best way to mitigate the fires is to get a handle on greenhouse gas emissions. Mike LeCouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
A traffic stop has led RCMP to a large stash of drugs and weapons. Mounties in the Paw pulled over a vehicle Wednesday. They noticed open liquor, searched the vehicle, and found cocaine, bear spray, and an extendable baton. So they got a search warrant for a home north of the town. And this is what they found. Officers seized a number of firearms, including a crossbow and airsoft guns. They also found illicit pills and other drug-related paraphernalia, as well as body armor. RCMP have a man and 2 women in custody, and they're from the Paw and Opaskwayak Cree Nation. The Paw RCMP continue to investigate. Property owners in Victoria Beach expressed their frustrations over tax increases last night.
For the residents of Victoria Beach, it's just not fair to pay our taxes in the city and to come out here for the summer and get dinged in a way that's different. And
Mayor Penny McMorris tells CTV News about 100 residents came out to a public meeting on school taxes, along with Manitoba's finance minister. Seasonal residents are facing a 50% increase due to the removal of the education tax rebate and a jump in property assessments. While they make up the majority of residents, they can't vote for trustees and aren't eligible for the homeowner affordability tax credit.
You're a seasonal property owner, that 80 to 85% of our population, you don't have a vote. Yet now you're paying the full school tax portion. So that's taxation without representation, and that doesn't seem very democratic.
McMorris says residents want Manitoba lawmakers to find a solution to funding education, which could include adding it to income taxes instead of property taxes. The finance minister said he'll bring the concerns to the legislature for discussion. Finding the origin of the universe. For two space researchers at the University of Manitoba, that was the question. And as CTV's Harrison Shin shows you tonight, they're a little closer to finding the answer, thanks to a couple of black holes.
Space, the final frontier. That's what two University of Manitoba researchers dug into, but with one philosophical question in mind.
Really to understand our origins, our cosmic origins. Where do we come from?
Dr. Samar Safi-Harb is one of many researchers teamed up around the world using LIGO. It's a huge machine that can detect something called gravitational waves. In simple terms, a ripple.
Not everything in the universe can be seen with light. And gravitational waves is a new way of looking at the universe. These are the ripples in the fabric of space-time.
This time, LIGO researchers found something unusual. Two black holes crashing together.
It's been the most massive black hole detected by LIGO. And by most massive means more than 100 times the mass of the sun for each of these black holes.
So far, it's been a guessing game as to whether black holes of this size even existed. That is until LIGO research proved it. Postdoctoral fellow Nathan Steinley works with Safi-Harb and says this finding brings up an important question.
It's so important. It's because we're not sure if there's like an upper limit on the mass, can it just keep seeing bigger and bigger black holes until, we all grow old and stuff.
For Steinley, this is an exciting start.
They really give you great hope that once the future detectors are built, and these future ones will have at least 10 times better sensitivity. And so you'll be able to do a lot more with these future detectors.
Safi-Harb is saying that this is one step closer to unlocking the mysteries of the universe.
Finding these extreme events in the universe, whether it's with light or with gravitational waves or with other messengers in the universe, are really bringing us a bit closer to understanding our cosmic origins.
Harrison Shin, CTV News, Winnipeg.
And speaking of space, this is the time of year when you should look up at the night sky. The annual Perseids meteor showers are back and happening right now. The spectacle is known for its bright and fast meteors. It'll hit its peak in the early morning hours of August 12th and 13th. To get the best views, head away from city lights to areas with dark skies. Be sure to bring a blanket or a reclining chair to comfortably watch as the meteors streak across the sky. A Manitoba Provincial Park is getting a multi-million-dollar spruce up. We'll show you where it is and...
The grand jury testimony is largely about Epstein and Maxwell, not about all the rich and powerful men who abused, assaulted, and abandoned young women.
Donald Trump tries to calm his supporters around his handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case. The latest on that story coming up after the break.
Brought to you by Brandon's Pure Country 101, today's best in country music.
Sparks begin to fly. With joy I can't deny. I can touch the sky.
This summer, we're going all in on 100 years in Canada with the Ram 0% sales event. The Ram 1500 takes zero shortcuts on luxury or power. And as the 7-time winner of Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it leaves zero doubt as to what truck you should be driving. When the job demands more, there's the all-new Ram Heavy Duty. Get 0% financing for 72 months on the 2025 Ram 1500. Only at the Ram 0% sales event. Offer ends July 31st.
Chill out or in. Because Leon's summer comfort sale is on now. Get amazing summer savings on furniture and mattresses. Plus, save up to $1,000 on select appliance packages. Leon's, now that's comfortable.
Critics call Empathy the best series of the year.
the way it was meant to be played. This is The Open on TSN and TSN Plus.
Closed captioning of this program is brought to you in part by Dr. Utker Suprema. This one is for you.
It is a mixed day on the markets. Crude oil slipped 18 cents. The loonie rose to 72.89 cents U.S. Gold futures added $13. The TSX lost 72 points. The Dow Jones dropped 142 points, and the Nasdaq made a small gain. A park in western Manitoba is getting a financial boost from the Manitoba government. The province says it's investing more than $2 million to upgrade parts of Spruce Woods Provincial Park. Spruce Woods is located about an hour southeast of Brandon and is best known for the Spirit Sands and Devil's Punch Bowl. The province says the money will be used to replace a flood-damaged pedestrian bridge, build a new floating boardwalk, and add more electric pedestals to campsites. Mounties are asking for your help after a Tesla Cybertruck was vandalized at the Winnipeg Folk Festival. RCMP say they got a report Monday that a Tesla Cybertruck, like the one on your screen, had profanity written on it while parked at the event. An RCMP spokesperson was unable to share what the two words were, only that it was not political or racial in nature. The police service is releasing these images in hopes of identifying the suspect. Those with information are being asked to call Oakbank RCMP or Crime Stoppers. At least 3 people are dead after an explosion at a Los Angeles County Sheriff's training facility. This is the scene outside the building. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi confirmed the deaths online. Local media are reporting a bomb squad was moving some explosives when the blast happened. Bondi says federal agents are at the scene, and the incident is under investigation. President Trump is trying to calm growing frustrations from his supporters around his administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case. Trump is now ordering Attorney General Pam Bondi to seek the release of more information tied to the case. ABC's Perry Russum reports from Washington.
President Trump ordering Attorney General Pam Bondi to seek the release of additional material tied to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Trump posting online, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. Bondi responding, President Trump, we are ready to move the court tomorrow to unseal the grand jury transcripts. That could become a lengthy process with possible court hearings to determine the impact on victims. Democrats overnight pushing back.
Here's the problem. The grand jury testimony is largely about Epstein and Maxwell, not about all the rich and powerful men who abused, assaulted, and abandoned young women.
The president trying to calm growing frustration over his administration's handling of the Epstein files and theories of a possible client list, which the DOJ and FBI said earlier this month never existed. It comes as ABC News has learned that a publicly released FBI catalog of investigation records show part of the still unreleased files include logbooks for Epstein's private island. Trump's critics, including some of his own supporters, demanding the full release of the FBI's files on Epstein. Some Republicans have called for a special prosecutor to be appointed to investigate.
The president would not recommend a special prosecutor in the Epstein case. That's how he feels.
Trump's allies have been pushing conspiracy theories for years about Epstein. Trump now calling those theories a scam, a waste of time, and boring, further frustrating Trump's supporters. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
An Austrian daredevil who rose to fame for jumping from the edge of space has died in a paragliding crash.
Jumper away.
That was Felix Baumgartner in 2012, free-falling from nearly 40,000 meters above Earth in an extraordinary skydiving feat watched live around the world. Yesterday, Baumgartner lost control of his motorized paraglider while flying in Italy and crashed into the side of a swimming pool. The extreme athlete, nicknamed Fearless Felix, was 56. Have you ever seen a UFO?
We looked into the field, and there was this big glowing orb.
Up next, why Canada's top science advisor wants to create a new body to track and investigate UFO reports.
And the long-range forecast for Winnipeg starts Sunday on the cloudy side and could well still be smoky, too. Rain quite likely to move in by Sunday night. 25 the high, by the way, on Sunday. Then we'll see the rain in the nighttime hours, carrying over into Monday, quite likely 25 degrees. 25 again Tuesday. You can see those temperatures next week really in that 24-25 degree range. Each day a little bit less of a possibility of rain showers till we get to Thursday. Mostly sunny that day with a high of 26.
At Genesis, centered around you means reflecting your every need. Like respecting your time by bringing service to your doorstep with complimentary valet pickup and courtesy vehicle service. Because we believe Genesis ownership shouldn't cost any of your time. This is personalized service. This is what sets Genesis apart.
When arthritis pain makes the stairs feel like a summit, there's Tylenol Arthritis with 2 layers of pain relief. One acts fast, one lasts for up to 8 hours, and it's gentle on your stomach. Tylenol Arthritis.
Yoko, tastes so good, you'll want it all to yourself. Made so good, they can have some too.
Cue the sunshine and smiles. CTV and Chicken Chef want you to share your summer. Send us a photo of you enjoying your summer outdoors. And you could win either a $50 Chicken Chef gift card, a Kona Aruba stand-up paddleboard from Wilderness Supply, or even a grand prize of $5,000 cash. Enter at ctvwinnipeg.ca. CTV's Share Your Summer contest. Sponsored by Wilderness Supply.
In 1993, locally owned Garage Masters built their first garage. Now, nearly 30 years later, Garage Masters has built and renovated thousands of garages. Planning and permits, floor to rooftop, Garage Masters can get the job done. Garage Masters, your complete garage specialist.
This league is stacked with talent.
It's Team Nafisa versus Team Caitlin.
He just keeps getting better like a fine wine.
As the WNBA's finest square off.
She got it!
The WNBA's All-Star Weekend.
A star-studded affair.
On TSN.
The kind of courage you can't find anywhere else.
I'm crazy enough to do it.
East Harbor Heroes. All new on USA Network. Stream next day on Crave.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Considered a Canadian version of the X-Files, the country's top science advisor is calling on the government to create a new body to track and investigate UFO reports. Here's CTV's John Venevali-Rao.
Look at it, it's behind the tree. What is that?
To get an idea of just how common UFO sightings are, for fun, we decided to take to a Toronto sidewalk with a sign and a simple question. And within minutes, people started telling us their stories.
There was this light above me. It was really bright. I mean, at first I thought it'd be a plane, but it seemed to be like a white light, and it was moving really, really fast. We looked into the field, and there was this big glowing orb. It vanished. It didn't go up, it didn't go any direction, it just kind of disappeared.
Witnesses often don't know who to contact to report a sighting, but a new report from the Office of Canada's Chief Science Advisor is recommending the process be simplified.
The main big sort of point from this is that it should be very clear to everybody where these things get reported.
For years, there's been plenty of talk about videos shot by U.S. military pilots.
My gosh.
Filming what used to be called UFOs, and now known as Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, or UAPs. The Sky Canada report is recommending a single government service be established, which would collect, study, and share information about sightings, in part to combat misinformation and conspiracy theories.
And there's no question that the vast majority are explainable as stars, planes, planets, and what have you. But there's a small fraction every year that don't seem to have an easy explanation.
Other recommendations include making a bilingual reporting app to help people report sightings more easily. The Sky Canada report also suggests Transport Canada should encourage pilots, cabin crews, and air traffic controllers to report UAP sightings without fear of stigmatization.
It definitely was a flying object of some sort. I mean, I'm not quite sure if it was necessarily alien.
Because it turns out when you ask this question, you go, yeah. It doesn't take long to get a yes. John Benavalli-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
The Winnipeg Jets have locked up a key piece of their present and future. The club has re-signed forward Gabe Vilardi to a 6-year contract worth $7.5 million a season. Vilardi set career highs during the 2024-25 campaign, racking up 27 goals and 34 assists on the Jets' top line. The 25-year-old Kingston, Ontario native added 4 points in 9 playoff games. Vilardi was originally drafted by the LA Kings in 2017 and came to Winnipeg in the Pierre-Luc Dubois trade. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are back in action tonight at Princess Auto Stadium against the Calgary Stampeders. The team is coming off a bye week after being trounced by the Stamps 37-16 in Cowtown earlier this month. The Bombers are looking to exact revenge and leapfrog the Stamps in the CFL West standings. The Blue and Gold will be without their star receiver Dalton Schoen and defensive lineman Stanley Bryant in this one. Kickoff slated for 7:30.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
CTV weather specialist Colleen Brady has your complete Skywatch weather forecast. Last hour, you were tracking some storms. I understand we have some action going on out there, Colleen.
We sure did over Swan River. It was a severe thunderstorm when it passed over that community really within the past hour. And we have some viewer video to show you of the hail that just pelted that community. Danielle, one of our viewers out there, sent this in. Now, just look at it and also listen to it. You can just hear that hail just pelting down against the house and the ground. And hopefully there is no damage there, but just gives you a sense of just how intense that severe thunderstorm was when it passed through the Roblin area, really just within the last hour. Now, we do have thunderstorms that continue to move through that region. I'll zoom in a little closer, but that storm around Swan River, no longer severe, but you can see what it was producing. An awful lot of hail there and some pretty heavy rain. But you can see a line of storms passing all the way across the Interlake, over the border into northwestern Ontario. So be on the lookout if you are in those regions. Also Dauphin, you saw there, cloudy conditions reporting in Dauphin, but on the radar you can see there are storms all around you, but you're also on the southern edge of an air quality warning. Most of central parts of the province up into the southern half of northern Manitoba, if you will, under this elevated air quality warning. So air quality greatly diminished once again by widespread smoke, and that's expected to continue throughout the weekend, more so for northern Manitoba there, also reduced visibility. Now, further south, we're expected to see that smoke start to spread in the coming hours. So places like Gimli and the Interlake, that smoke may start to move into your communities first overnight before it spreads even further south into places like Winnipeg and all across southern Manitoba. We also, you saw there in orange, a special weather statement for northwestern Ontario. So not quite as elevated as an outright warning, but still it is an air quality alert there. So watch out for air quality conditions in that area in northwestern Ontario tonight. In the day ahead tomorrow, I will try to speak more clearly from this point on. Let's try this. Okay, the rest of the night, again, sky conditions pretty clear. It's just the smoke that's really going to invade southern Manitoba. It's already all across much of the north and central regions into northwestern Ontario again as well. Watch out for smoky conditions for your regions as well. But it's been a cool week, relatively speaking, here in the south. Temperatures started to warm up today, much closer to normal values for this time of year. That will continue throughout the weekend. What will change, though, it will get cloudy as we get into Sunday, in advance of some rain that's expected to move into southern Manitoba on Sunday night. You can see during the day first. It holds off on the other side of the provincial border and on the other side of the international border before it's expected to move in by Sunday night. No rain in sight for Winnipeg tonight, and that's a good thing. There's all kinds of things happening outside, not just the Bomber game. There's the Comedy Festival out at Assiniboine Park, the Fringe, you name it. It's happening. 12 degrees overnight. The sky clears early. The winds are light. Smoky, otherwise a mix of sun and cloud tomorrow. 26 degrees, light winds skies out of the northeast. Up into the northeast we go tonight. Smoke around the region, but otherwise a few clouds over Gillam, down to 10 degrees there. Thompson, 9 tonight, 27 tomorrow, sunny, but localized smoke. We have smoke across the northwest tonight. Otherwise, Lynn Lake, clear conditions, down to 11. Smoke, particularly for areas like Flin Flon, OCN, and the Pas. Temperatures in the mid-20s. In the south tonight, clear for Brandon, 9 there. Same thing for Neepawa. A few clouds over Dauphin and Swan River once those storms get out of your way. Smoky all around the region tomorrow, highs of 25 degrees. Winnipeg in the southeast tonight. Best chance of showers is around Steinbach. Otherwise, wait for the smoke to move in tomorrow. Otherwise, a mix of sun and cloud for Winnipeg, highs in the mid-20s. And in northwestern Ontario, showers early this evening, and then tomorrow smoky, but otherwise varying amounts of sunshine and mid-20s temperatures. Our first weather photo takes us out to Low Farm, southwest of Winnipeg, and a look at those great wispy cirrus clouds overhead. That photo is from Elva. And a beautiful rural Manitoba photo from Doug looking out at that canola field at Pilot Mount. Send us your pics to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. Plastic could eventually be made from seaweed.
The purpose behind this is to create something from, out of locally found materials like seaweed and create a plastics that can be used and naturally composed.
A startup in Nova Scotia is working on a new type of compostable plastic. Right now, they can make a soft and flexible film out of seaweed. That's led to a line of biodegradable plastic bags that will hit the market in a few weeks. The goal is to make a type of hard, rigid plastic that will open up all kinds of new applications. Meet Sudbury, Ontario's newest soccer team.
We keep talking about everybody in Sudbury being able to play soccer, and this is the year that we're actually making that happen. So everybody has a place to play here.
Sudburnia SC is the name of the city's all-ability soccer team. Kids on the team have been playing for 2 weeks now, and they are having a blast. It is basically soccer with a few modifications. The team has been a hit with parents as well, who say their kids are really enjoying playing the sport and the one-on-one time with the coaches. Have you seen the video of the couple on the kiss cam at a Coldplay concert? After the break, what the viral moment can teach us about workplace relationships.
You honestly don't expect for your 4-month-old to be diagnosed with something that was essentially eradicated.
Plus, how an Alberta family watches helplessly as their baby clings to life, battling an illness affecting families across Western Canada. CTV's Medical Watch is up next.
Let's go! CTV Tuesday. Which teams are on thin ice?
Cheer up, Buttercup.
And which have to change their tune?
I promise never to fight. I'm not even stressful. Read it. Go ahead, read it to me. Read it to me. Take your place. Okay, but stop.
If I was another team, I'd probably be frightened.
Ready? Okay.
The Amazing Race Canada, all new, Tuesday on CTV. Stream next day on Crave.
Brought to you in part by the 2025 Chevrolet Equinox EV, Canada's most affordable EV.
Look, I deleted Garrett. He's back.
Playing Centennial Concert Hall November 5th through 9th. Tickets at centennialconcerthall.com.
3 days of Laugh Out Loud comedy is headed for Winnipeg's Great Outdoors. Experience an incredible lineup of comedic talent live under the open sky of Assiniboine Park, July 18th to the 20th. Enjoy sets from local comedians and superstar headliners like Martin Short, John Mulaney, Whitney Cummings, and more. For tickets and festival details, go to greatoutdoorscomedyfestival.com.
Our community, brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing. Born to be a hero, trained to be a plumber.
Great news from Horizon Hearing Centers. The Manitoba government has implemented a $2,000 hearing aid grant program. Call us today and book a hearing test at one of our 7 locations with our best price guarantee. Help is on the horizon. Horizon Hearing Centers.
4 generations, 1 epic battle. Who's gonna win it all?
Lily Singh hosts Battle of the Generations, Tuesday and Wednesday on CTV.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
It was the kiss cam seen around the world. A video of a couple on the Jumbotron at a Coldplay concert near Boston went absolutely viral thanks to the pair's stunned reaction, which you just saw. The couple in the video is alleged to be the married CEO of Astronomer, his name Andy Byron, and that company's head of HR, Kristen Cabot. This has opened up a much bigger conversation about workplace relationships. Here to share her insights, I'm joined by Tori McNally, Vice President of Professional Services with Legacy Bose, an organization consultant company with some HR expertise. Hello, Tori. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, Catherine. Thank you.
I just want to know off the top, what was your reaction when you first saw this video?
Well, I mean, you laugh along with everyone else, I guess, but there are some HR implications here. So, you know, I'm not here to speculate on anybody's personal life, but when a CEO and a chief human resources person are in a romantic relationship, there's some issues that need to be dealt with, for sure.
Well, let's dive into those. You have your senior HR hat on. What sorts of issues does this present from that perspective?
So it's really about power dynamics and a conflict of interest. So when you've got a senior executive and an HR person, like the HR person is really meant to be a liaison between the employees and management. And so that perception of neutrality is pretty hard to defend at this point. And so past human resources decisions like promotions and discipline might come into question.
And so what kind of discipline action could they be facing?
So there's often a need to make sure that there isn't a power dynamic. So you can't really prevent people from having relationships in the workplace, but you can make sure that some of the reporting relationships are not that direct. So they should maybe change the reporting lines, some of those sorts of things. I never want to make training be a disciplinary action, but they might want to take some ethics training so that they understand the consequences of perceived bias.
So without speculating on personal lives here, but if someone out there is in a similar situation, there's a relationship, a personal one that's being presented outside of work, a romantic relationship, what are the appropriate steps to take as employees to kind of, well, this is a very extreme example, but in order to take the right course of action with your company?
So really it's about transparency. So I would make sure that you're letting the company know that the relationship exists and talking through to make sure that any perceived bias is dealt with. It's pretty important that people are not, dating on the same team. It's lovely when everything's going well, but not all relationships end in perfectly happy marriages that are decades long. Thinking about dating outside of your team, maybe on a different floor if you're in a larger organization. But then the other piece is making sure that there's not power dynamics. So a supervisor dating an employee is a pretty definite no-no and shouldn't happen.
All right, we will leave it there. Tori, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your insights into this.
Absolutely, you're welcome.
Health officials in Toronto and York region are warning residents to be cautious about mosquito bites this summer. City officials say 3 mosquito traps have tested positive for West Nile virus, while there was also a positive batch found in York region. The virus can be spread to humans through the bite of an infected mosquito. Public Health is urging residents to get rid of mosquito-friendly areas at home where the insects can breed and to ensure window screens are tight-fitting and in good repair. While outside, try to use insect repellent and wear light-colored protective clothing. Across Western Canada and especially in Alberta, measles cases continue to rise. Babies who are too young to be immunized are especially vulnerable. A harsh reality for one Alberta mother when her daughter contracted the virus. CTV's Kathy Lee finds out how the little girl's life is now changed forever.
The calm of nature's sanctuary, a stark contrast to the storm this family has endured. 9-month-old Kimmy better and happier now, but 5 months ago, fighting for her life.
You honestly don't expect for your 4-month-old to be diagnosed with something that was essentially eradicated.
The infant contracted measles after a routine vaccination appointment at a hospital near Edmonton, but still too young to get immunized for that particular virus. 5 days of fever over 100, and then the spots exploded all over her tiny body.
She didn't really eat, because her throat was so swollen. It was scary.
The measles outbreak continues to spread in Alberta, the second province after Ontario to have more confirmed cases compared to the United States.
What we're seeing in this current outbreak is people under 15, 16. A majority of those are in the younger age, and we see more complications in the younger age, less than 5 years of age.
And some complications can linger. Kimmy may have recovered, but her immune system weak from the virus, making it difficult to fight off other illnesses. But those aren't the only challenges.
She can potentially lose her hearing. The side effects from the disease can show up, 7 to 10 years down the road from now. Like her brain can swell randomly and she can die.
Which means Kimmy isn't in the clear yet.
This is what happens when you don't vaccinate.
A mother's stern message to hopefully prevent more families from suffering their plight while they brave the uncertainty of their long journey. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Bow Valley Provincial Park.
Medical Watch is brought to you by Manukin Koster Denture Clinic.
A popular late-night talk show is getting canceled. Plus,
come out, check out the rodeo this weekend, and if they want to come up and say hi.
they're saddling up in Morris. What you can expect at this year's Manitoba Stampede and what other Manitoba events are coming up this weekend. That's next in the Spotlight.
You see this offer from TD?
Yeah, I like that you can get cash from them. Not stuff we don't need.
Get up to $700. Start by opening a new eligible TD checking account. TD. Ready for you.
McDonald's international favorites are disappearing.
Halt! Das war der Hamburger-Dieb!
First, Germany's Big Rosti. Then Italy's McPizza Bites. Somehow, they've ended up in Canada. Try them all while you can.
What's the Wi-Fi?
It's AX lamp, lowercase p, capital 7.
Capital 7.
My internet. Well, the modem is in the shop.
Better not. I have an internet intolerance. My Wi-Fi gives me rashes. You have fishnet?
At Discount Furniture Winnipeg, we're not a retail store. We're a rock-bottom liquidation center where everything is priced to clear. Semi-trailers full of brand-name products are arriving daily, and it all has to go. We have furniture, appliances, barbecues, patio furniture, and so much more. We're not playing around. You will find prices far below retail. You will be saving a lot of money. Only at Discount Furniture Winnipeg, where the discounts are deep and the selection is wide. 2190 Notre Dame.
I think Turning Leaf has opened my eyes to what's going on in the community in a much larger space. The ability to help people and support the most vulnerable and people that are the most in need provides just such substance to my life.
Great news from Horizon Hearing Centers. The Manitoba government has implemented a $2,000 hearing aid grant program. Call us today and book a hearing test at one of our 7 locations with our best price guarantee. Help is on the horizon. Horizon Hearing Centers.
Start to finish. The only thing that can measure up to the beauty and craftsmanship of a Huron window is Huron Windows. Every Huron window is manufactured right here in Manitoba. Huron Windows and Doors. You'll love the view.
103.1 Virgin Radio wants you to take off to London. Listen for a chance to win an unforgettable trip to London, England. Virgin Radio's Check In to Win with Virgin Hotels and Virgin Atlantic.
There is no such thing as lost souls, demons, or magic.
You sure about that? The Librarians, all new. Monday on CTV Sci-Fi. Next day on Crave.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting R&B legends TLC.
The town of Morris is gearing up for a busy weekend full of Bronx Bulls and a whole lot of family fun.
It's a lot of work every year, top to bottom.
The Morris's mayor says all that work pays off with 40 to 50,000 visitors coming to town for the Manitoba Stampede. The annual event kicked off today with an evening rodeo, live music, and a midway, but things really get into full swing tomorrow.
And then come Saturday, that's the big event day. We have the parade in the morning, followed by a fantastic rodeo show in the afternoon, and then another great show in the evening, which is the Chuck Wagons.
The Stampede also features a First Nations pavilion with dancing, storytelling, and an artisan's tent. Each night also wraps up with live entertainment on 2 stages. The Manitoba Stampede runs now through Sunday. And here is a look at some of the other events taking place in Manitoba this weekend. The Winnipeg Fringe Festival invites you to choose your own adventure. Arborg has its fair and rodeo. Cypress River Agricultural celebrates its 130th anniversary. Super Spike is back at Maple Grove Rugby Park. Victoria Beach has the Summer Winds Family Music Festival, while the Salamander Summer Music Festival is on in Brandon. There's also the Ochre River Family Fun Day. The villages of Rhineland and Rosengard celebrate their 150th anniversaries, and Oak Hammock March has the Dragonfly Festival. You can find a full list of events on our website for the weekend. That is ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. CBS has shocked millions of fans by announcing it's ending The Late Show. Stephen Colbert's last night in the chair will be in May 2026.
Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May. And
Colbert took over as host in 2015, replacing The Late Show's original host, David Letterman. It's one of the highest rated on the late night circuit, but a source close to the network says the show is no longer profitable and that Colbert isn't being replaced. CBS says its decision is purely financial, but it has raised questions. Colbert has been one of U.S. President Donald Trump's fiercest critics, and the cancellation comes just days after CBS settled a $16 million settlement with the president. A movie that won't even be in theaters until next summer is already selling out. Tickets for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey went on sale Wednesday around the world and nearly all sold out within minutes. The movie stars Tom Holland, Zendaya, Anne Hathaway, Matt Damon, amongst other big stars. It will be the first film ever shot entirely in IMAX 70mm format. Odyssey is set to be released on July 17th next year. Kick off your weekend with Celebrity Jeopardy at 7, followed by a double dose of Fear Thy Neighbor, then E-Talk wraps up the night at 10:30, all right here on CTV.
Can you bring something? The little ducks fell inside here and we need to lift it up.
Baby ducklings get trapped in a city sewer grate. How one local family came to their rescue.
Programming brought to you by Federated Co-op's Find Your Summer Sweepstakes. Unlock your chances to win at your local co-op.
Look at that. The next Lotto Max jackpot's an estimated $24 million. Dream off? Try an underground luxury car garage.
How about a team of robot butlers?
Helicopter landing pad! I'll get my flight goggles!
Get your Lotto Max tickets today.
Summer combo offers on now.
Oh, that goes in the recycling.
Nah, too much work.
Too much work. This is too much work. And it's all due by 5. You drink it, you bin it.
Need a new furnace or air conditioner? Take your pick at On Time, starting at $35.95 installed. Act now and we'll include a 12-year parts and labor warranty at no extra charge. Great quality, great warranty, great value. Only at On Time. Call for your free quote today.
Price, baby. At Furniture Villa Brand Source, baby. It's all about price. It's the furniture you want for less. Way less. Sofas, low price, just $5.99. Queen mattress, low price, just $2.99. Not sorta low, not kinda low. It's low prices. Plus, buy now and take 48 months to pay with 48 equal payments. Nobody beats Furniture Villa Brand Source's price. Yeah, nobody. Price, baby.
Dental care shouldn't be another thing to worry about. HelloDent helps you check if you're eligible for the Canadian Dental Care Plan and find a dentist. It's simple to find out what's covered and how to take the next step. HelloDent, making dental care easier for you.
I'm Barbara Corker. In Winnipeg, the agent I trust is Alan Asplin and his team. They can create a customized marketing plan guaranteed to sell at an agreed price and time or make you an instant offer. Go to JudyLindsay.com and choose the option that's right for you.
In 1993, locally owned Garage Masters built their first garage. Then they built another, and another, and another. Now, nearly 30 years later, Garage Masters has built and renovated thousands of garages, all the while building a reputation for quality workmanship. They don't just build garages, they offer floor coatings, garage cabinets, and storage solutions to make your garage a true part of your living space. Garage Masters, your complete garage specialist.
Feel the beat and live the culture at the 54th Folklorama Festival, August 3rd to 16th. Discover 44 unique ethno-cultural pavilions featuring captivating performances and delicious cuisine. Tickets at folklorama.ca. Proudly sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg.
Women's clothing provided by R.W. & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
Tonight, slumping sales for duty-free shops.
I go many days here now. I don't see one single Canadian.
What's taking a toll on businesses at the border and the existential threat facing several stores. That's later on CTV National News. And after a relatively cool week, it's been warming up today. 22 right now under a mix of sun and cloud. Winds coming from the southwest with the Humidex. It feels more like 25. Highest temperature today was 24 degrees. The normal high is 26. A little warmer on this day 1 year ago. Tonight we drop down to 12 degrees, so a nice night, light winds, but then the smoke arrives tomorrow. Otherwise, a mix of sun and cloud, 26 degrees, cloudy Sunday. Rain is expected by Sunday night, continuing into Monday, another high of 25 degrees. A lesser chance, but still possible, of showers Tuesday. A lesser chance even still by Wednesday of showers. Can't rule them out. Hot and sunny, Catherine, on Thursday.
Thanks, Colleen. You can call them some lucky ducks. A family of ducks were walking along a city street. The mom walked over a sewer grate, and the babies followed, only to fall into the grate one by one. Mama Duck was panicked, but a local family noticed what was happening and sprang into action. Here's what happened.
Can you bring something? The little ducks fell inside here, and we need to lift it up. Like, there's about a dozen of them in there. Okay, don't let that fall on them. That'd be so tragic. Dad, do you want the gloves or no? Come on, let's get to Mama. Let's get to Mama. Right. Let's get to Mama. There we go.
They are so cute.
They are adorable, yeah.
That is the pick-me-up I needed after this week has felt a little heavy, so
yeah.
It's nice to have something sweet to send us on our way. And that video is also on our website tonight if you want to watch it again, lift your spirits, share it.
And again, and again.
And again, and again. And remember, you can watch CTV News duck content or otherwise on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. And be sure to join Taylor Brock for CTV News at 11:30. Be sure to have a great night, have a great weekend, and take care.